Hey there everybody, this is Austin Bach and welcome to my first Iconic Masters draft. So in my last draft video I was kind of down in the dumps and I was not really feeling like playing any of the formats that were available on Magic Online, and I said I might be taking a break. But luckily Magic Online, or I guess Wizards of the Coast, has heard my plea for help and they've released a sweet new draft format which I'm excited to dive into today. Been playing Magic, been playing Limited for about 6 or 7 years now, so a lot of these cards, I already know about, and they put them together in a pretty sweet package, so I'm pretty excited. I get to start off with a Restoration Angel, which is a very good card. I don't really know what the all the good Enter the Battlefield triggers are in this set, but even if you're not resetting something and getting value with it, this card is just really good. 3/4 flash for 4, flying. And if you can get any value with it, I remember this card was just very good. Though to be fair, it was in Avacyn Restored, which is historically like one of the worst limited formats of all time. So maybe that's not the best place to judge its worth, but all the same, it's a very good card. It might be worth something too. What do we have here? Wing Shard stays in color. It's not an amazing card, but it's fine. Cephalid Broker is pretty powerful. Can do some pretty busted things sometimes. Charmbreaker Devils is the rare. This card was in Innistrad originally, I believe, and this card was fine. It's a card you could play, and in some decks it was good, and in some decks it was just kind of overcosted and not amazing. Not much else. Guardian Idol is pretty good, I guess. There's a lot of good cheap mana production, like a lot of 2-mana mana rocks, which makes 4-drops quite a bit better than 3-drops in general, which is one interesting quirk of the format. I think Cephalid Broker is the most potentially powerful card, so I'm going to go ahead and take that here. What do we have now? Benevolent Ancestor, huh? It's my first time reading it, but this effect is always plays much better than it looks, I've learned. Preventing 1 damage to something every turn is just like, makes combat so hard for your opponent. I might just take that here. What else are our options? This card doesn't seem good. Riverwheel Aerialist is fine. Netcaster Spider's fine. None of these cards really catch my eye, but the Ancestor is on color with my powerful rare that I do want to play. Skyway's Teaching is probably not where I want to be. I'll take the Ancestor, see if my instinct is correct on it. This format does also seem pretty slow to me. You don't want to go too hard on walls, but there are some wall sub-themes as well. So I think having like a good defensive early game, depending on what your late game looks like, it can be very powerful. Got another shot at a Guardian Idol, or another Benevolent Ancestor. Angel of Mercy seems okay. It's a little bit small for a flyer. There's a lot of pretty big flyers in basically every color except green. Obviously most are at higher rarity, but there is quite a bit of them. You're usually going to see a few like Riverwheel Aerialists and stuff in most drafts. So I also don't think the life gain is that important in this format. So I don't think I'm going to take that here. I think it's between the Ancestor and the Guardian Idol. And I think I'll just take the Ancestor. Stays on color, cuts off white a little bit. Don't know if I want 3 though. 2 is about the most I'd want for this sort of effect. Student of Ojutai. Again, pure life gain is not really where I want to be. Another Charmbreaker Devils, huh? Okay. What else do we have? A Repeal. That's okay. Splatter Thug goes into more aggro deck. Phyrexian Rager's fine. Staying on color doesn't seem really that profitable to me here, so I'm just going to take the best card of the rest of the bunch. This doesn't seem like a great Frostlinks deck either, especially if we're going for a more defensive deck, which I kind of am. Charmbreaker Devils, I mean, it's the second one I've seen. Maybe I could just take it here. Don't really know if it's going to be good. I can just take like a Repeal or something. I guess I'll just take the Charmbreaker Devils. I don't remember it being particularly amazing, but might as well. What do we have here? Stalwart Aven I remember being good, but that was a pretty aggressive format. It's probably still playable. Abzan Battle Priest is good as well, but again, in more of an aggressively slanted deck. You could take a Mannequin, which is probably the worst of the mana accelerants, but still a good card, which I might just take here. Don't know if that's correct. But again, I think these two white cards really don't fit into a Benevolent Ancestor deck. Obviously, I don't have to be, you know, fully attached to these ancestors if an aggro deck does come together, but I just don't think this is an aggressive format. Just from all the indications I've seen. I haven't played this format much. I've only done one draft before recording this video. But so far from what I've seen, you're really not winning with beatdowns in this format. There's a bunch of mana acceleration, there's a bunch of walls. It's just really hard to get there. Here we've got, I guess we can take a Student of Ojutai or a Jessian Thief. Still not taking Frostlinks in this deck, I don't think. I mean, you can play it in a defensive deck, but it's really not where you want to be. Jessian Thief is fine on offense or defense. It's a pretty powerful card. If you can get it going. It's hard to get it through like, in certain matchups, but I think it can be powerful enough. Here, Blinding Mage, huh? I like that card. I think I will take it here. It's a cheap play, it stays on color, and it's very powerful. Virgin Scathes, more of a sideboard card probably. What does this card do? Okay, Reef Soul's good. I'll just take the Blinding Mage here. Angelic Accord came back. I remember this was a pretty fun build around back in the day. I don't think there's a whole lot to enable it in this format that I've seen. It's pretty hard to get the critical mass of cards needed to make it work. But I suppose I'll take it, because there's really nothing else here that I want. And then maybe we can make something work with it. And I'm trying to think just what specific cards can actually cause us to gain that much life in a turn. All the cards I'm thinking of only gain 3 life, like the Angel we saw earlier, the Angel of Mercy. And there's like Seeker of the Way, which is the 2/2 Prowess lifelink guy. But that's only 3 life. All these aggressively slanted blue cards, huh? Well, I guess I'll take Frostlinks now. Again, I could play it. Nothing great here. I'm not really attached to the Stormbreaker Devils. I only took it because it was a weak pack. But if we open like some red bomb, we can maybe try to... Oh no, first strike, draw a card. Probably not playing that. Well, we've got all the ancestors we could ever want. Having those does make my Doorkeepers much better if I happen to open any of those. That could be an alternate win condition. Just incidentally mill our opponents out some games. And Doorkeeper's a card I don't mind having in my deck anyway. Shield Red, huh? That's a good card. It's kind of expensive. First of all, let's see if it's worth anything. It's probably not, but might as well find out. Yeah, it's only like a quarter. What else is in this pack? If we wanted to stay on color, yeah, there's nothing on color I want. So it's basically like Shield Red, Doomblade, Hero's Bane, Draconic Roar. There's a good card in every color except for the colors we're considering. Probably should just take the most powerful one. I mean, Doomblade you can consider as like a card we could splash. But I think this is a format that's pretty dominated by just bombs, and this is a really good bomb. If you get to untap with this, it's like very likely you're going to win the game. So maybe we can pivot into black-white. Maybe see where that takes us. Or maybe we just don't play the Shield Red. We'll just keep reading the draft and see what happens. Again, a lot of these cards we're seeing are very aggressively slanted, but we don't have a very aggressive deck. Kind of by our own design, unfortunately. There's no black card I want here. Blizzard Spectre doesn't seem that great to me. Virulent Swipe also doesn't seem great. So I could just take Phantom Monster. Again, I'm not super committed to playing the Shield Red, so if we end up just ignoring it and doing what we're doing, taking like blue and white cards, I will probably continue to do so. Nothing else really catches my eye. Huh, Flusterstorm, what is that worth? There was a time where that card was worth like $70. It's worth 2 tickets, 2.5 tickets. What else is in this pack that I could take? I really like Riverwheel Aerialist. Really, really like it. Reef Soul is also good if I wanted to stay black, but I'm still thinking I might want to just be blue instead. Maybe that's wrong. Maybe I should just take Reef Soul. Because Reef Soul plus Shield Red is better than all of my blue cards combined. Pretty easily. I think. The Aerialist is, the question is the Aerialist staying on color? I don't know. Not actually sure. Sign of Ugin would be the cop-out. I don't think that's the correct pick. I guess I'll take the Reef Soul. Maybe Black's open in this direction. But I'm not super committed once again. Could take another Reef Soul here. Don't know how much I love Reef Soul in this format in general. Just because you don't care that much about the small stuff. Like, I guess, you know, killing Doorkeepers and Vent Sentinels is one thing. And you do need to have some early interaction, but the game, like I said, is largely dictated by the big bombs. Which is why I don't love Reef Soul as much as I would in some other formats. Illusory Angel's fine. Phantom Monster's fine. But I'm going to take the Reef Soul again. I'm still speculating on black, because Shield Red I think is still better than all of my blue cards. See if we can pivot. We can take Thrillkill Assassin. We can take Evolving Wilds. Thrillkill Assassin is a card that is better in an aggressive deck, but I don't mind playing it in a defensive deck, because just a Death Toucher on the ground is good. Elusive Spellfist is fine. But again, better in a defensive deck, or an aggressive deck rather. So I might just take Thrillkill Assassin here. I think black might actually work out here. Alright, Mindstone I definitely like better than Mannequin. That looks like the pick here. I like it better than all these other colored cards. Here, what does this card do? Discard 4 cards, huh? Could be a good sideboard card. I actually like Duress in this format. I might just take it here. Because this format's pretty slow, and people are going to have good non-creature spells to play in their deck. Here I can take Maggot or Guardian Idol. I do like Guardian Idol. But I think Rotfeaster Maggot is pretty good in this format. And we're just looking to kind of turtle up. It's kind of doing exactly what we want to do anyway. So let's do it. Doom Traveler's okay. Festering Newt's also okay. Probably a little bit worse than Doom Traveler, so I guess I'll take Doom Traveler. So far we don't really have anything to combo with the Restoration Angel. Again, these aggressive black cards coming back that I don't really want. Guess I'll take the Rakdos Drake. I think it's a little bit better. I don't want a 4th Benevolent Ancestor. Not even sure how I feel about the first 3. So currently my plan is to cut the blue and just be black-white. I'm not really sure what black-white's archetype is or what the deck's trying to do, but we're just going for like good stuff late game, essentially. And I could splash this Charmbreaker Devils if I want to. If we get the fixing, of course. Riverworld Arius, I mean we could still be blue, so I'll just take the Aerialist. Our deck doesn't really do much right now, outside of the Shield Red and the Restoration Angel. We're just kind of trying to survive to the late game to do something, question mark. What that is exactly remains to be seen. Another Doom Traveler. Don't think this is a White of Precinct 6 deck. Don't really love double Doom Traveler either. Guess I'll take the white. I don't know. Doom Traveler I think is more likely. Butcher's Glee. It's good in some decks. Haunted Hymn, also good in some matchups. Angelica Chord obviously not playing right now. I guess the Butcher's Glee does combo with it, but that is not enough of a reason, I think. We're going to have a lot more ways to turn it on. So I'll keep an eye out for it, but I'm still unlikely to play it. What do we have here? Foil Mishra's Bauble. I wonder if that's worth anything. Let's see what a regular one is worth. Mishra's Bauble. Well, they're selling for 19 tickets. It's probably also buying for 4. So maybe it's just correct to take it for the value. I don't actually know what a foil one is going to net me, but I might as well. Doesn't really do anything in limited, but What would I take if that wasn't here is the question. I don't know. There's nothing really great for us anyway. There's a K-guy, I guess, if we wanted to go back to blue. But yeah, I'll take the value. Bubbling Cauldron, that was a card I remember actually being the primary combo with Angelic Accord back in the day. We passed up on a Festering Newt earlier. That's the other combo with this. And this card's not really great unless you have something specific you're doing with it. So I could take it and try to make the Angelic Accord work, but I still don't think it's really going to be that profitable in the long run. I could take another Mind Stone, or an Einik Bondkind, or a Child of Night. I think the Bondkin is just the most consistently good card. I think that's what I'm going to go with here. Scourge of Valkis is powerful, I guess. Blinding Mage is good. Probably just going to take that here. Again, not really sure what our finisher, our like big finish is going to be. We just kind of have like good defensive cards, and we'll kind of figure it out as we go. Alright, I'll take a Doomblade now. It's a good card. It's kind of what we're looking to do. Got pretty good removal now. I would like maybe one more good removal spell, like an Iona's Judgment, and then just one more like big finisher. Not really sure what that is. Maybe if we can get some fixing for this Charmbreaker Devils, that'd be good too. Huh, Abyssal Persecutor, huh? It's probably good enough to play. Even though we are going to have to have ways to remove it, which we don't currently have at the moment, funny enough. Our Reef Souls and our Doomblades can't get rid of it. It's possible that we end up not playing it. That's pretty funny. I think it's still worth playing though. It's just very big and dumb and hard for some decks to deal with. I don't actually know how this interaction works between Restoration Angel and Abyssal Persecutor, because the creature does technically leave the battlefield for a brief period of time, right? But I think so. Like if our opponent's at a negative life total, and we flicker the Abyssal Persecutor, what happens is the question. And I actually think the way it works is that it doesn't work in our favor, because they only lose the game when state-based effects are checked, and that doesn't happen until the whole spell is finished resolving. So even though there is a window where they would be at a negative life total, and the Persecutor is not in play, I think that is how it works. Scopic Guildmage is okay. Not all of our creatures are really attacking and blocking, but I guess I'll take it here. It's on color. We are kind of looking for playables. Nothing really for me here. Here's an Iona's Judgment. I missed that on the first sweep over. Definitely taking that. So that's a way we can answer our own Abyssal Persecutor. There's a Festering Newt. I'm going to take that in case we get back the Bubbling Cauldron and decide to play it. Because Bubbling Cauldron is actually another way to get rid of our own Abyssal Persecutor, come to think of it. Alright, we got it back. So that might be good enough for me to consider bringing the Angelic Accord back in. And then we can also play the Butcher's Glee. But we'll finish out this first. And ooh, double Bubbling Cauldron. Now it's a little more likely, actually. Alright, I'm in. You know what? Don't know if it's correct or not, but let's do it. Pristine Talisman, probably not. But I'm not taking any of the other cards. I guess Wrenchbind is a good sideboard card. I'll go ahead and take that. See, Survival Cache doesn't work with the Angelic Accord, which makes me sad. Even though it does gain you 4 life. It's just not going to work out for us, unfortunately. Another Doom Traveler. That works well with the double Bubbling Cauldron as well. This is a good blocker. But I'm kind of all in on this Bubbling Cauldron nonsense. Let's do it. Alright, so let's cut the Mishra's Bauble. It doesn't actually do anything. I don't think we're playing Charmbreaker Devils. I think we can win the game with what we have going right now. At least that's what I'm hoping. Might cut this Mannequin also, because we're not actually ramping that effectively. We only have a couple top-end cards. Kind of a strange deck. Was not expecting... Oh, I forgot about the Angelic Accord. It's coming in for sure. Alright, let's see what our deck looks like. Fine with playing Duress in the main deck. So ways to turn on the Angelic Accord. I forgot about the Butcher's Glee. Let's bring that in. So we have three combos with the Angelic Accord, which I think is probably good enough. Don't have any creatures that have natural lifelink. I guess the Rotfeaster Maggot can get us there too, so it's like 3.5. Does the Restoration Angel combo with anything in our deck? I don't think it actually combos with anything. Just resets a blocker or whatever. Yeah, I guess it combos with Rotfeaster Maggot. But that is it. Third Doom Traveler. I'm probably not going to play all three though. So we need to make 2 cuts. Probably cutting one of these Benevolent Ancestors. Our deck ended up not being a pure control deck like I thought. We do kind of care about curving out. Maybe I even cut another one for like a Rakdos Drake. I actually do like that card if we are kind of curving out. They can get quite a bit of damage in. Just kind of split the difference and hedge our bets a little bit. All of our spells I'm happy with. Mind Stone doesn't do a whole lot for us, but I still like it because it lets us dump our hand faster and cantrips later. So we just need to cut one more card. Doom Traveler is kind of low impact. Thrillkill Assassin I think is fine. We are still going to have some draws where we can curve out on people, which I like. Plus we've got the Bondkin that can give it First Strike sometimes. First Strike Death Touch is a really nice combo. Same with the Rakdos Drake, I guess. 14 creatures. I don't want to go much lower than that, so I should probably cut a spell. Oh, the Angelic Accord. I guess it's like, yeah, I don't really want to consider this a creature, because if it doesn't work out... Ooh, we also have the Guild Mage that can give lifelink. I'm just noticing all the tiny synergies that we've got going on here. Anyway, need to cut a card. Not going to cut any of my removal. Might just be the Duress. We can just side it in a super slow matchup, even though I do think it is a card you can main deck. It feels like everything else is going to be slightly more important. Alright, I can sign off on this. Kind of a screwball combo-y deck, and hopefully all the synergies will come together, but there's only one way to find out. It's to go to round 1.